I would like to invite Jay Kumar Waghela, CEO, Distributed Business Unit from Fourth Partner Energy. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now that we heard Mr. Himanshu explain how manufacturing can move towards the smarter arena, I would like to explain you, or I would like to expose you that how can manufacturing become sustainable. So the question we always would like to answer or want to know is, can industries run on wind and sun? The answer is yes. We are progressing. We were at a stage where we could only put 5% of our energy from renewable, but now the technology has matured. We are going from wind, we are adding solar to it and storage, which is enabling us to give you all round the clock renewable energy power. At the moment, these projects are under execution, but in next 5 years, this will be the norm. So gear up, guys, that we have to become sustainable for us to be long lasting. On this screen, you can see the 5 goals of being a smart and sustainable manufacturing unit. There are 2 key goals which can be impacted by moving towards sustainability. One is obviously managing your impact on environment better, and second is increasing the profitability. I would like to deep dive on these 2 goals more in detail. I'm sure each one of you who's seated here is well aware of the fact that how climate change, how global warming is impacting our daily lives. For those who are here in Mumbai would have figured out like the temperature rise and the kind of the cyclones. In fact, we have seen, although Mumbai has been saved always, but near about, right? Whenever we grew up, we never heard cyclones coming close to India. But this is a reality and we all have to brace for it. The climate agreement goal was to reduce or curtail the temperature rise to 1.5 degrees over the pre-industrial era. However, today as we speak, we have already crossed. Last year, 2024, the temperature increase was more than 1.5 degrees. And we are just about to hit, the projections are that it will be at least 3 degrees higher by 2030. So it's not like that we have a choice to move towards adopting renewable energy, but it is an urgent requirement for us to sustain life on earth at the moment. Why manufacturing is in focus? What about the other sectors? So if you look at this chart, which clearly says that the hard to abate manufacturing sector actually contributes to 40% of the global emissions. Okay, so it is in our interest that we all come together and move towards sustainability. At times, being in business, obviously we ask this question that how will it impact my profitability, or what is there in for me? This is so good to understand about environment, etc. But still I want to know that how will it impact my business? So traditionally, everybody looks at power as cost, correct? The cost, it goes in the cost item also. We would like to change this dimension to making it as a value for the manufacturing industry. Today, you take on an average across manufacturing industries, the fuel and power cost in your profit and loss will be to the level of 10 to 12%, right? However, by moving to renewable energy, you can source this power at least 30 to 40% cheaper, therefore increasing your profitability. Plus, more and more customers of yours are now demanding products which are manufactured through green energy, so that their scope to emissions become lower, right? So this is a value which you can bring to your end consumers, who is the final OEM who combines all these components. So therefore, it's time to look at green energy giving you more value than as a cost item. At Fourth Partner Energy, we have devised a 4-step journey for the corporate India to move towards RE100. It starts with step number 1, where you can install on-site solar. Whatever space you all have, whether it is a rooftop, whether it is ground, carports, or even some water body where we can install floating solar power plant, we would be happy to explore that. Moving on to the next stage is where we can maximize our renewable energy adoption through open access. Here, the constraint of land is taken away because we set up this plant somewhere outside your premises, right, where the resources are ample available. So for example, we will go and set up a solar plant in Rajasthan. We will go and set up a wind plant in, say, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. And from those plants, we can kind of provide power to your factories, wherever you are in this country. Government of India has taken very progressive steps. Earlier, this limit was 1 megawatt. Now it's been brought down to 100 kilowatt. That's called as green energy open access. So your corporate offices also can now avail renewable energy. It's not limited to only your factories. The third step, which is integrating energy storage. We all know wind and solar does not, kind of generate as per our wish. The sun will only come in the morning, it will generate only during the daytime. Wind mostly blows in the night, and that is why the wind energy is in the night. However, our manufacturing goes on 24/7, right? Our shifts are, we operate in 3 shifts, our requirements are different, and that is where the energy storage comes into picture. It takes away the variability over the period of the day. And with integrating energy storage, we will be able to give you round-the-clock power supply, which is as good as taking power from your grid. And the fourth step is that any balance energy left, which is not being, we are not able to kind of take it from renewable energy because of, say, maybe local regulations, then we can give you IREX, which is nothing but renewable energy certificates, and therefore you can migrate to RE100. This is not only theory, we are implementing it across our customer clients. We have got more than 400 corporate clients working with us. These are some examples. So as you can see, this is purely on a tin shed or an RCC shed, a rooftop solution, a textile company where we have installed about 2.4 megawatts. We are reducing their environmental footprint by 2,900 kind of tons per year of carbon offset and 28% cost reduction. This is already on a base in Punjab, which has got a power cost of only 6.5 rupees. Whereas in Maharashtra, we all know the cost of power is 9.5, 10 rupees. And most of the states, which are largely industrialized, have that kind of rates. Second example is of a floating solution. There are water bodies available in certain manufacturing sectors, industries, cooling for basically used for cooling. We can use that floating, we can install floating and use that water body. Here also, if you see, we have been able to save 33% of the cost and reduce their carbon footprint by close to 1,700 tons per year. Skoda, here we created this opportunity by creating a carport for their finished good inventory. Whenever the cars used to get manufactured and stored out in the open directly under the sun, they used to have issues with respect to the, the look and feel of the car also, because it was directly getting exposed and the paint used to not be, it does not give a feel of a new car. We built a carport and put a solar plant over it, generating energy as well as protecting their finished good inventory. And plus, they got a saving of nearly 1/3 over the power cost. So this was all about on-site solar. Now these examples are about integrating energy storage with on-site and on-site power plants. So the first one example is Metro Cash and Carry. Here we have been able to take them completely off-grid. So adding 415 kilowatt rooftop solar plus 250 kilowatt hour battery storage, we are able to replace about 40 to 50% of the energy which they were taking from the grid, as well as comply with the local regulations. NTPC is another example which is completely off-grid solution, 4 megawatts of ground mount solution with 1 megawatt hour batteries. And Flipkart, which will be very soon inaugurated, is on its path to become 100% renewable energy. It is 96% we have been able to achieve, and the balance 4% we will be able to do it via the IREX. So this is what we can help you guys out to become completely sustainable. This was all about within the premise. Now we move to open access, which is the larger, the larger installations. So as you can see, Heidelberg Cement in UP, they have taken about 15 megawatts from us under solar open access policy. Philatex is wind solar hybrid. They are taking about 10.8 megawatts in Gujarat from us. It's a large textile company, and we are kind of meeting about like close to 50% of their power requirement through our wind solar hybrid solution. SKF, we all know, bearings company, lubricants company. They are not only procuring power from us, from our wind solar hybrid, but also procuring IREC and are on its path to become RE100 in next 3 to 5 years. So with these examples, I would like to summarize that what's in it for you exactly. The first one is obviously the reduction in the capital cost. You can avail cheaper loan if you have got better ESG scores. Your operating cost reduces, your customer will be much more happier to do more business with you, or else you will not lose business to other companies who are going sustainable. And finally, corporate citizenship, you will kind of be a lighthouse for the industry. A quick look at what is Fourth Partner. Fourth Partner is amongst the top corporate providers of renewable energy in India. We have about 1.5 gigawatt of installed capacity. We are present in 5 countries, about close to 350 corporate clients and 450 people. We have been invested by Norfund, IFC, which is World Bank, TPG, ADB, and KfW. These are the solutions which we can provide, which is right from on-site, off-site, energy storage, IREX, trading. This is our presence across the manufacturing sector. We have supplied about 300 megawatts on-site and about close to 550 megawatts of open access. And we have also IREX, about 250 megawatts. This is just a quick look at the investors and the lenders whom we have worked with. So happy to connect with you all, happy to help you all with your roadmap. We have a booth out. In case you all have any queries, happy to respond. Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So my name is Sanjay Dubey. I come from the Can of India Limited, which is like a building product manufacturing, gypsum board. So sustainability point of view, there is three scope basically. So currently we are very, very closely working with scope 1 and scope 2. So basically cement industry, steel industry and building material up to 30 times higher CO2 emissions compared to electricity. So suppose that electricity, in our case, actually our CO2 emission in electricity yearly basis around 16,000 ton. And thermal energy, this CO2 emissions, we are using LNG, cleanest fuel available in India, around 50,000 ton. So you have any progress in how we can reduce the scope 1 CO2 emission? So as of now, suppose that fuel availability, we are using LNG. We are closely working on the hydrogen and maybe some pilot project of the nuclear power plant or maybe some other advanced fuel. But still, it seems it will take 5 to 10 years. So as of now, you have something regarding this scope 1 CO2 reduction.
Yeah, so basically for scope 1,
Thank you.
we do not have a solution where exactly we will be able to match and replace a thermal power plant. But with the round-the-clock solution, we will be able to come close to 50 to 60% replacement. So there are companies who are postponing addition of any thermal power plant and in fact opting for a renewable energy plant, which is wind, solar plus battery storage. That is what is happening.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Can we have
Thank
a
you,
huge
sir.
round of applause for Mr. Jay?
Thank you, thank you.